In the Mario universe, there are many different characters across many different games. There's Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, and many other characters that make various appearances throughout the many Mario-based games. But I feel that there's a character that not a lot of people talk about or at least give appreciation to. Everyone knows the classic Mario game that basically dominated the Super Nintendo when games were still being made for the home console. But there's a character within the game that makes the experience that little bit more special. This character would be Yoshi. In Super Mario World, Yoshi is a green dinosaur who assists Mario in getting through multiple stages within the game. Because of the popularity of the character, Yoshi began to spread around many different Mario-related games. Beyond that, Yoshi was a character at such high demand that he started to get his own games. A few examples would be Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64, Yoshi's Island DS, or Yoshi's Crafted World. But even with all these different and exciting Yoshi games, people still wanted more and more of the green dinosaur. So as people seem to naturally do when it comes to these kinds of things, Yoshi fans took things into their own hands and started making their own Yoshi games. Now I can guarantee that there are very many people out there that are very good at making video games. But the games that we're going to be looking at today, I feel as if they were made by kindergartners. This first one is titled Mario and Yoshi Adventure, and I gotta tell you, this one certainly looks like it's going to be an adventure. Just from the title screen, I can already tell this is going to be scuffed. It seems that this game doesn't use the traditional Baby Mario like in the Yoshi's Island games, but instead this game uses Paper Mario's Mario model. I decided before jumping in that I would take a look at the controls menu so I could see how to actually play the game. And apparently there are kicking and rushing moves. I can also change partners and do a super jump. So I jumped into the game and I was instantly greeted with a power star, which the game soon told me was a checkpoint. I don't understand putting a checkpoint at the very start of a level, but I'm not gonna be that harsh. I literally started a second ago. So I move on and try out my kick move, and I've always wondered what it would sound like to kick oxygen. Moving forward with the level, I discover a green button on the ground. Out of curiosity, I decide to stand on it. For some reason, I decided to dismount from Yoshi's back and... What? I seriously died by getting Mario's Uggs wet? Okay, water instantly kills you. Got it. I finally crossed the log to come to a hint sign. The sign tells me that the green switches only function when being stood on, while the red ones are permanently activated after being stood on. Thank you, game, for telling me this after I pressed the first button. The log that came down didn't retract after getting off the red button. So I go back to hop on Yoshi and proceed with the level. I stumble upon a few blocks that kind of hints that I need to climb them to continue. And Yoshi can't really jump that high in this game, so I needed to get off. After that section, I decide to keep moving forward and... Okay. Instead of just an endless void, there's a pit of spikes at the bottom of this hole. I have to feel bad for Mario in some of these games. He could just be casually walking through the level and get impaled by spikes after falling down a pit. I come across another green button. I remember that these can only be activated when pressure is being put on them. I get off the button and move forward, and okay, I clip through the floor. I've given up on trying to beat the game at this point, and I'm just exploring. I find another checkpoint, green button, and a log that descends when the button is pressed. I end up falling back down though, realizing that all the edges on the platforms in this game can be jumped on even if it doesn't look like you can. Moving on to the later part of the level, I find Princess Peach stuck on the other side of a door. If you think I'm going to be able to save the princess, then you're dead wrong because I can't even get past the first level. This next game is titled Yoshi and Sonic 2. I don't know where the first one is or who made it, and frankly, I couldn't care less. Upon starting the game, this actually looks kinda promising, if I'm being completely honest. Will this finally be the perfect game we've been searching for? Finally a game to fulfill the Yoshi Chronicles? Well, no, and here's why. I start up the game and this is what I see. I don't know about you, but something about Sonic being on Yoshi's back just doesn't look or feel right to me, and it's not something I want to get used to, so let's keep going. Going through the first level though, this game seems to control very well. I'd say very close to an original Sonic game. Everything seems to be normal so far. Is this what it feels like to be on an acid trip? I don't know why, but coming into contact with this enemy in any way just seems to give me a thorough and vivid experience of what it's like to be on LSD. Also, this distortion and hue shifting madness doesn't last just a few seconds. It seems to last for an eternity. Drugs and other illegal things aside, I was actually able to get through the first level with little to no issue. Once I got to the second stage, it didn't take long for me to encounter the boss. As in Yoshi tradition, I tried defeating Eggman with my eggs. I hit him with about 3 or 4 eggs and he didn't go down, and at this point I was fresh out of eggs. My local drug supplier started flying in, so I was hopeful that I'd be able to make eggs with these guys, but that was not the case. I downed one and my entire screen became the inside of a Corsair K95 RGB Platinum mechanical gaming keyboard. Also, eating one of these guys did not give me eggs, so I was fresh out of luck. It was at this point where I had given up on this game and just decided to let Metal Sonic take Baby Sonic away from me. Yeah, that's enough of that. This next game is probably one of the most original fan games I've ever played. I couldn't tell you what it's called though, since it doesn't have a title card on the title screen. Just kidding. It's called Yoshi Mario. That's it. That's the name. This is very obviously an edited version of the original Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo Entertainment System. Also, I know you've noticed this by now, but what the hell is this? This sprite alone is enough to give you a taste of what this entire game is going to be like. I begin the first level, as you do in Super Mario Bros., and I go back for the item block and the fruit comes out. Naturally, I snatch the item and... What? What? I don't know about you, but that doesn't look like Yoshi to me. Also, why is he looking at me like a goddamn gremlin? This Yoshi looks like he has night vision and watches me when I'm asleep. He's on some paranormal type shit. Other than the cursed sprites and the fact that we start off this game as a goddamn fetus, the gameplay is literally nothing different from the original Super Mario Bros. There's nothing special to this game other than the sprites that claim to be Yoshi. Moving on. This next one is a bit of a doozy. On the website that this game was advertised, it's called Yoshi, but when I start up the game, it tells me the game is called A Koopa's Revenge. In the start of the game, you are greeted with a world map starting at Bowser's Castle. You are immediately dropped into Bowser's Castle and you can go to the left or right. I decided to go to the left and I found a fire flower power-up that lets the Koopa you play as breathe fire. Burning your enemies literally turns them to a pile of ash. That may be a bit brutal or too realistic for you, but trust me, it gets worse. Finally, we find our first appearance of Yoshi, so rightfully I burned him to ashes as well. Then I slipped into lava and died and respawned only with my boxers on. Anyway, since going to the left prevents me from getting to the power-up because of the blocks in the way, I'm forced to go to the right. When I head to the right, I spot a baby Mario, so I... Oh my god. Yeah, Koopa most certainly got his revenge, alright. That was a bit bloody. I later discovered that I can stomp on Yoshi and Toad as well, which just hurts my soul. Most of the time I was playing this game, it was just me running around figuring out where to go to progress with the game. Somehow I managed to finish the first level, so I was able to go to the next Bowser's Castle level. I then found a pit with what seems to be a Bowser coin and some blue coins layered under it. I fall down this pit to grab the coins and... I've been bamboozled! This game is called Yoshidash, and it was apparently made in 2013, so I had some high hopes considering that 2013 was my favorite year. When I was dropped into the first level, I died to a Goomba. But we don't talk about that. The next take, I discovered that jumping and hitting blocks pushes you backwards and I got killed by the left side of the screen. But we don't talk about that. The next take, I jump into the void, but we don't talk about that. It wasn't until take 5 until I finally got somewhere and I even got a blue coin. It wasn't until take 7 that it was pointed out to me I had 20 eggs to begin each take with. So, you know, as you do on the next take, I spammed 13 of them. It took me about 25 takes until I finally passed the first stage, and oh my god, was it satisfying. The second stage was an underground level. There's nothing too interesting about this level other than the fact that I can clip through the ceiling. Yeah, you know, nothing special. I easily passed it and moved on to the third level, and I'm instantly greeted with a chain chomp crushing me. This experience is like being told right out of the womb that you're adopted. It didn't make sense. I then realized that I needed to aim at the chain chomps and prevent them from falling with my eggs. This was probably the most unfair level because the chain chomps fall down on top of you quicker than Marty McFly traveling through time. I spent so many attempts on this level and ultimately realized that I was just wasting my time and wasn't getting anywhere. Before I end this video, I need to show you this game. It's called Super Yoshi Island Flash. This is the greatest experience you will ever have playing a Yoshi fan game, and here's how you can tell. This is going to be amazing. When I drop into the first level, I appear as Baby Mario standing on his own 2 legs. I may be the only one here on this, but I think this is a bit jarring to see Baby Mario standing. I hit the message block and it gives me the message that reads as follows. Welcome to Potpoo Island. It appears that Princess Toadstool is missing again. Looks like Bowser is at it again. With this newfound information, I conclude that I am ready to continue with my quest. I noticed that there is a very strange item in the storage box at the top, so I try to use it and it seems to be a normal I think it's very safe to assume at this point that this Flash game is just a bit broken. I go to hit the block for Yoshi and he kills me. Thanks. Next attempt I go back in to get on the Yoshi and try to move and oh my gosh, the sprite is scuffed to hell. The Baby Mario sprite is being infinitely repeated. I proceed to the right and hit an enemy and oh great. The game crashed. I can't move, I can't pause, I can't do anything, and I think that's a sign that I should just stop playing. Well, these Yoshi fan games were pretty bad, to say the least. I did find some of these games to be pretty enjoyable, however. Considering the fact that Flash is now dead, it was pretty difficult to find some of these Yoshi fan games. Hopefully when I do another fan game or rip-off games video like this, I can actually find more games. With that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching. Please subscribe, and if you like these videos, go ahead and hit the like button for me. Let me know in the comment section if you like seeing videos like this from me, because I've got tons more ideas on the back burner. Have an awesome day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.